Shalom. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Happy feast dedication. 12 tribes of Israel. Those that cannot make it. Shalom. Today is going to be a lesson about feast dedication. Why are we celebrating feast dedication now? And what does it mean to Israel? First, we're going to jump to John 10:22.
The book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication, and it was winter. Continue. And Hamashiach and Jesus walked in the temple in Solomon.
Right on. So we see, praise. So we see here, this is the time of his dedication, and Hamashiach is going into the temple of Solomon's porch, right?
God.
So can nobody say that? Well, Hamashiach didn't celebrate the feast. He didn't keep the laws. He kept the feast. He kept the laws, statutes, and commandments. Just for a scripture, I'm just bring that out just for those who think Hamashiach did not keep the law. Let's jump to 1 Maccabees 1. Let's get straight to it. 1 Maccabees 1. We're going to jump here. We're going to jump there. We're just going to hit on points. Get straight to the point. 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1.
All right, let me get it there.
Good, Elder.
Yeah, I'm good. We're going to go 1 Maccabees 1 and 1.
1 Maccabees 1:1.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1. We're starting at verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, and smitten Darius, king of Persia and Medes, and he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
Right, so we see that Greece defeated Persia, Medes. Greece, they defeated a lot of kingdoms and strongholds. Keep reading.
And made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth.
Right, so he even slew the black kings that was, including the black kings that was ruling at that time as well. Keep reading.
And he went through to the end of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
Right, so everybody's scared of Alexander. Nobody know which Alexander this is. This Alexander, the so-called great. Well, we call him Alexander the Freak. You don't know the background of Alexander the Freak. Look it up. But we're gonna keep going on. Keep reading out.
And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him.
Right, so now other countries and other kings, they paying him taxes. Keep reading.
And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should die.
Right, so little history. Alexander, he was dealing with homosexuality. He was dealing with pederasty. You don't know what pederasty is. It goes back into pedophiles, laying little boys and all that wicked stuff. Keep reading.
Verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive.
Right, so this going into his 4 generals that he had. Keep reading.
So Alexander reigned 12 years, and then died.
Keep reading.
And his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right, stop right there. See, it says, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Give me Job 9:24. and evils were multiplied in the earth. Now that comes to tell you who rules this earth today. The evils were multiplied. Who run the world? Job 9:24.
We need the book of Job.
Come, the book of Job, chapter 9.
Job 9:24. Let's get it. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Of the who?
Of the wicked.
Of the wicked. So when we read in 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 9, it says, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Now in this time Greece is ruling, taking over in rulership, right? Keep reading on Job.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, starting at 24 again.
Mm-hmm.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right, so it also goes back into, of course, we know the story about they painting over the faces, but also they take it. This is where white supremacy starts at, because they taking out the whole region of that includes the black. So the black people that rule. There is the Persians and the Medes, right? So that just goes back into what Job was saying. Read 9 again, or 1 Maccabees chapter 1. Okay.
Book of 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them many years.
Mm-hmm.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right, so evil was already here on earth, but it multiplied. It waxed and waxed and waxed worse. Right? Keep reading, King.
And there came out of them a wicked root,
Mm-hmm.
Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes,
Mm-hmm.
son of Antiochus, the king who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Right, so this dude Antiochus, man, he was more wicked than Alexander. You don't know what Epiphanies mean? It means God manifests. Right, so he manifested himself as God. Right, so when you go back to Obadiah, and he says, "Who shall bring me down?" He trying to portray himself as God. Right, so from there, jump down to verse 41.
In the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 41.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and every one should leave his laws. So all the heathens agreed according to the commandments of the king.
Right, so now he putting out a whole democracy. You obey by my laws, you do this, you do that. Right? But we're gonna get in further details on why he was doing this. And who exactly he was targeting. Was it everybody or was it just a particular people? Let's find out. Keep reading keep reading. Verse 43.
Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Shabbat.
Right, so even some Israelites, they started doing heathen customs, right? This begins the Hellenization of the Israelites who turn into Greeks. Neither Jew nor Greek, but that's another topic. Keep reading, all right?
For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
Right, so now they trying to push us to not keep the high holy days, not keep the laws of the Most High. Right? They wanted us to obey their laws and not obey the Most High. Side note, give me Acts 5:29. Right. Because these scriptures, man, they're examples on why we should not obey man, but rather obey God.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men.
Right. But you have some Israelites that consented unto man's religion. Right? They consented to follow the ways of the heathen, as Jeremiah 10:2 said. Follow not the way of the heathen. Right? But you will have, it goes back into today, you're going to have, at that time, some Israelites fall out the truth. So what happened now? They're going to go to this heathen feast day, right? And think nobody will know, or try to come back and put friends on, and think that you step and grind on as being an Israelite.
Bring it out.
Are you really keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High? Right. Keep going, Ken.
Verse 46 of the book of First Maccabees. And polluted the sanctuary and the holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrificed swine's flesh.
They did what again?
They sacrificed swine's flesh.
Eating that pork on that fork. There's no pork on my fork around here. Really, King.
And unclean beasts. That they shall also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness.
Right, so realization, they targeting the Israelites. They not targeting everybody. They targeting the Israelites to disobey the Most High God. Right. Read that again.
Verse 48. That they shall also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
Right, now read 49.
49. To the end they may forget. To the end they may forget the law and change all the ordinances.
So their plan, their whole duty was to have the Israelites forget the laws of the Most High. Go ahead.
So what you're saying is, we don't follow the laws, statutes, commandments. We don't get the blessings. Now we get the curses. We're overcome with the curses. Now we don't have enough time because we're sitting there dealing with curses to even remember the laws. Now you have to do it double.
Right. Right. Deuteronomy 28.
Exactly.
Because if we would have kept the laws, we wouldn't have to work as hard to keep the law.
Now you have to do things double time or twice as hard to get just even follow the basics of
Right. Right. Exactly. Right. But you're gonna. That's why in 49 it says, to the end they might forget the law. They doing all the abomination, right? That's going against the Most High, so they can forget the law.
That's right.
Go ahead, Pete.
No, I was just throwing up whenever you're done. That's that Judith. We don't have to get it, but it's that Judith 5, 20 and 21 talks about when they know, your enemy know, as long as you forget the laws of the Most High and go against him, they can conquer you. Right. And this is exactly what they're doing here to us.
Right. And that's how you conquer a people. You gotta get their mind, their religion, their spirituality, right? It's all about a mind thing when you conquer people.
It's subconscious.
Just like how the conquistadors conquered the Native Americans. They play with their mind. Oh yeah, teach me how to do this, teach me how to do that. Really true. They had heart. They had war in their heart the whole time. Right.
You know how much of a trip it is? In church, they always talk about my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray. I will heal their land. But guess what though? We so messed up in the head, we don't realize that's the actual prescription. That's the actual prescription to get us back into our land.
Right.
But people know that. They say that all the time, but they don't realize. If you go back and read those scriptures, because they always use the thing in your head, the laws were done away with. So it's almost double talk.
Right. Let's move on. Let's jump down to chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
Okay.
Verse 1.
Still in the book of First Maccabees, we're in chapter 2, verse 1. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest, the son of Jorib, from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin.
Mm-hmm. Keep reading to 7.
And he had 5 sons: Johanan, called Cadias or Cadiz, Simon called Tassis, Judas called Maccabeus, Eleazar called Avram, Jonathan, whose surname is Apis or Aphus. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, "Woe is me, wherefore was I born to this misery of my people, and of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers." Can we keep going?
No. Yeah, so what Mattathias is saying, he's saying our people destroyed. Our people destroyed, man. He's saying our people following the ways of the heathen, right? Sacrificing swine's flesh, right? Bowing down to idols, right? When idols, they don't know what it is, right? And really to see if that zeal is still back in effect. Alright, gonna come a time where it's gonna happen again. And as remember me and you who was talking about the what religion they're trying to do.
Oh yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, let's get back at on verse 15.
We're back in the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 15. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city of Modin to make them sacrifice. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers, and said to Mattathias on the wise, "Thou art a ruler, and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment."
Right. So now they're trying to bribe Mattathias because he a well-known brother.
Buttering them up.
Right. Yeah.
You big dog, man. You big shit. Everybody else poo stay.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then you want to say, well, you know, your brothers in Judah and Jerusalem, you know what I'm saying? They already consented to one religion. Oh, if you do it, it's gonna look even better. Then everybody will do it. Because once they get that leader, they got the city.
The one black leader they always try to get.
Hey,
Al Sharpton.
they always, the enemy is gonna always target the leader. You know what I'm saying? In order to get his country, city, continent, whatever it may be. Right? That's why they always target the man first, because the man is the leader. Right? No. Keep reading in 18 up.
Verse 18. Right? Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also.
So the Israelites in Judah consented to follow the heathens. Keep reading.
And such as remain in Jerusalem.
And everybody else that's in Jerusalem, northern kingdom. Keep reading.
So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends.
Right, so if you and your house do it right, we gonna look at you as family, as friends. We gonna take care of you. We gonna treat you right. You know what I'm saying? We gonna put you in the newest RD and the biggest mansion you want. You name it, we got it. Right. Keep reading out.
And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice. Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away, everyone from his religion and their fathers, and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
Hallelujah.
Jeremiah, give me Joshua 24:15. This is what Mattathias was referring to. He went back to Joshua. This is what he was quoting.
Our Father.
This is what he was quoting, right? We gotta stand. Abdullah bin Abdullah, give me Psalms 94:16. Right, you gotta stand firm in this truth, man. You gotta stand firm. You gotta have that zeal for the Most High.
The book of Joshua, chapter 24 and verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Most High, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell.
And they all false idols. Read.
But as for me and my house,
For who?
For me and my house.
Stop right there. So Mattathias, he said, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. Read.
We will serve the Most High.
You gonna who?
Serve the Most High.
You gonna what?
Serve the Most High.
You gonna serve the Most High.
That's right.
That's what we gonna do. You gotta stand firm. Read Psalm 94:16.
Psalm 94:16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Right, because as we read in 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 9, it said, and evils will multiply in the earth. Read that again.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Right. Read.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Right, so we already know what nation of people can sin. Right. So are you gonna stand up for the ones that's doing evil against your people, that's trying and striving to keep the commandments? Are you going to rebuke your neighbor and tell him he's in sin and don't lead the covenant of the Most High? Or you just going to let him fall? Or you going to have some brothers that, hey man, I tried to warn him. As Ezekiel said, you know, you warn him, that blood ain't going to be on your hands.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I got that.
Keep reading to... Keep reading. You got something to say?
No, you gotta let me keep reading this one.
Come, keep reading.
Yeah, because it's that's that dedication to the belt. We had 1 Maccabees chapter 2 verse 21. Most High forbid that we shall forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken unto the king's word to go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left. The straight path.
Straight path, and it's like that talks about in Ezra. Somebody you got the fire on the left, and you got the water on the right. Either way, you gonna fall. So you gonna burn or you gonna drown. That's why in Joshua 24:15 he said that it's like you gonna serve the gods in Egypt across that flood, across that water, or you gonna serve the Amorites, right? That's that left and that's that right. All these false idols, because everybody have a God, but they don't have a true God.
That's right.
Keep reading out.
And then when you're on that straight path, you still gonna have all kind of stuff in your way. Your blocks, pitfalls, you still gonna be on there. The thing is, when you're on that broad path, you got some wiggle room. You can play with it, what's called, but when you're on the straight path, they're gonna show you. Are you gonna come over this hurdle? You gonna go around? I mean, how you gonna do? It's gonna come in your way regardless. And you gotta stay on that path and still gotta take it. That don't mean it's gonna be easy, just because you will still walk on the straight path. Right. We have verse where we at? 22. Verse 22. We will not hearken to the king's word to go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment.
Right. So now there's
when he coon ass niggas. We will bust their head to the white people.
That's right.
We will fight against him.
We gonna fight, cause this is life or death. Keep
This is
reading.
the remix.
Neither will we die all.
We ain't about to die this time. No. We gonna keep it holy. Put a hole in your head. Keep reading out.
As our brethren that were murdered in the secret places.
That was murdered in the secret places, man. It's for keeping the Shabbat holy. Keep reading out.
Then came they unto him a company of Assyrians, who were mighty men of Israel, even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law.
Now we building up this army that's about to go and fight. Keep reading.
Also all they that fled from persecution joined themselves unto them, and were a stay unto them. So they joined their forces and smoked sinful men in their anger, and wicked men in their wrath. But the rest fled to the heathens for succor.
Right, so you got these other ones that did not get banged up, hemmed up. They ran to the heathen for safety. Right. Hey, these Israelites, man, they rising up, man. They got this army, and they coming strong. You know what I'm saying? They coming strong. What we gonna do?
Sounds like agents to me.
That's what
Sounds like agents to me.
Yeah, that's some agents, man. Them informants. Them, what they call it, them CIs.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, them CIs, man. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. You feel me? Keep on reading out.
Then Mattathias and his friends went round about and pulled down the altars, and what children soever they found within the coast of Israel uncircumcised, those they circumcised valiantly.
Right, so this is the first victory of Mattathias. Of what was going on. He gathered an army to go against the sinful men and the heathen. So this the record of Mattathias having his first victory. Jump down to verse 50.
Let me read 47, 48.
Go ahead.
They pursued also after the proud men and worked prosperous in their hand. So they recovered the Torah out of the hand of the Gentiles.
Hallelujah.
And out of the hands of the kings, neither suffered they the sinners to triumph.
Read. Go ahead and read.
Now when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, he said unto his sons, now hath pride and rebuke gotten strength, and the time of destruction and the wrath of indignations. Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the Torah, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers.
Right. So now what Mattathias is doing, he's building up the self-esteem. He's building that zeal up into our brothers, man. So he about to go into a remembrance of our forefathers in the old time.
All praise.
You know what I'm saying? This is how you build up a nation. You just can't just get anybody. That's why the scripture say prove a friend.
Sirach 6.
You know what I'm saying? Because if that brother ain't zealous for this law, it makes you think he gonna have your back.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Keep on reading, King.
Verse 51. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time.
Mm-hmm.
So shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name.
Right.
Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and was imputed unto him for righteousness?
Mm-hmm.
Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment.
That's right.
And was made Lord of Egypt, of Mizraim.
Right. So what was the distress that Joseph was going through when he was in Egypt?
His brothers sold him into slavery first and foremost. They were hating on him.
Yeah.
What's another?
He was cast into prison.
He was falsely accused of things he did.
Right. He was falsely accused. Saying that he was looking at the king's wife.
The Memphis woman.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Probably because he was surrounded by his enemies, by people he didn't know who was up. You know, his brothers threw him out.
Let's
And
keep
that's
reading.
what some dusty Egyptians.
You about to say Dusty.
Verse 54. Is that Phineas or Phineas?
I think it's Phoenice.
Oh, yeah.
Phineas, our fathers.
Phineas.
Phineas.
But I'm pretty sure it's Phineas. You know that one.
Phineas.
Yeah.
Phineas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. Yahusha, or Yahushua, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel.
That's right.
Which Jesus they talking about?
Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua.
After Moses.
Joshua.
He was lifted up to be a judge in Israel after Moses. Keep reading.
Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. That's Eliyahu. Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, by the believing, were saved out of the flame.
And that's the three holy children with a man that looked like the Son of Man that was with them. Keep reading.
Daniel, for his innocency, say that for me. Innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions.
Right on.
And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
Right. So, we got to trust in the Most High for one. You know what I'm saying? If you don't trust in the Most High, you're going to end up like these sinful men and get slaughtered in anger, but a righteous anger. Right. Let's jump to 1 Maccabees chapter 4. Oh, and you can't be lukewarm either. Can't be lukewarm. 1 Maccabees chapter 4.
What happens if you move lukewarm, though?
You get spewed out of Yahushua mouth.
Which really means you can't be unsure. You gotta definitely be sure and confident in what you believe.
I think that one of the snitches, bro.
That's one of the snitches.
Yeah.
Like he took around the man, and then he turned it back. He ran back. Hey man, what they gonna do?
I need protection, though.
No history was always sold out by somebody.
But yep, always. We was always sold out. Even when we thought, well, I ain't trying to go there. I don't know if that's in your lesson, though, but go ahead.
Now bring it up.
Well, we made confederacies. Yeah, it's in there. Never mind. Keep going.
1 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 54. Now this is the meaning of dedication. This is what we all come down to here for, man. Understand exactly what we celebrate. Alright, so 54.
54. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 54. Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it. Even it that was it dedicated with songs. I guess that's citherns and harps and cymbals. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the Most High of heaven, the Shamayim, who had given them good success.
Yeah, good success because they destroyed their enemies and the sinful men of Israel.
And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days and offered burnt offerings with gladness and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise. They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold and with the shields and the gates and the chambers. They renewed and hanged doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for the reproach of the heathens was put away.
Alright, so this is basically saying they gave praise to the Most High for being there for their success of destroying the enemies and for having that understanding to stand up for the Most High. In order for you to stand up for them, you have to have understanding for the Most High. You have to have been keeping the laws fervently and zealously to keep the laws, the statutes, and commandments and not fade away.
Come
So that being said, that's that.
Let me read 59.
Come on, go ahead.
Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days, from the 25th day of the month of Caslu, with mirth and gladness.
That's right.
Every year, generation to generation, you shall keep the feast of dedication.
What you say?
I like 61.
Okay, let me go on down to 61, finish the chapter out. And at that time they also built up the Mount of Zion, and with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles shall come and tread it down as they had done before. And they set their garrisons to keep it, and forfeited Bethshura to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea.
This is where you find, I'm sorry, this is where you find when people say,
What do you see Esau as referred to as Gentiles?
Mm-hmm.
You can prove it right here. Call it Gentiles.
So, with every high holy day, what's coming? What's coming in the high holy days?
Huh?
What's coming in every high holy day?
Feasting. Gathering.
Triumph.
mirth and glad.
Triumph.
Celebration.
Because we always been delivered out of every high holy day.
Every high holy day was always a commemoration of freedom from our power.
So nowadays, even though they rebuilt the temple, they rededicated the temple to the Most High. Where is the temple today?
We are the temple.
What is it?
Romans 12:1.
Where is the temple today?
I should be able to quote that, huh? We are the temple.
Yeah, we the temple.
You want me to read that?
That's right.
You say Romans 12:1.
All right, Romans 12, chapter 12 and 1.
You said 1 and 2.
Okay. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yah, Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind,
That's right.
that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yah. Also, Ecclesiastes 13 on that one too.
Yeah.
And the reason I said that one, because it's a sacrifice with us coming together. A lot of people don't understand just the fellowship and the communicating, the holy convocation. That's a sacrifice unto the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And every feast day, like you're saying, we got triumph and the sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because we can be like the world right now. He told us not to conform to it out there. We can be in the club right now. We can be at a bar right now. Watching a football game right now. But we can hold the convocation unto the Most High.
That's
Which
right.
is a sacrifice.
Right.
All right. Got one more.
Got two more.
Two more.
Yes, sir. All right. Ugh. All right.
So you get ready for Christmas, what?
Blasphemy. All right. Know ye. I'm sorry. Shalom. 1 Corinthians 3:16 and 17.
Everybody know?
Let me read it.
Go ahead, please.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High,
All praises.
and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you?
Yeah.
If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy.
That's right.
For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are.
That's all praises. That's showing you what a temple is, and that's the temple we actually right now need to be dedicating to the Most High. And we see that dedication is a feast of a festival of lights.
That's right.
The light that's dwelling in us is the Spirit of the Most High, which is Christ.
That's
That
right.
dwells in us. Christ is the light, right?
That's right.
So that's that temple that we should be dedicating right back to the Most High. You know, a lot of things that we go through in life have these strongholds over us. Gotta eliminate. Come back to the Most High. Bring it right back to Him.
There's another thing as well. You want to do it? Or you want?
What, read this?
Yes.
Yeah, I read it. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High,
Right.
and keep His commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. So yeah, you know, that's plain and self-explanatory.
God.
You know, but that being said, that's what I had to bring to the table for the Most High.